starting at verse number 1. It reads, it says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Then it says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith. Amen. You may be seated. If I could borrow just a few of your moments. This ain't no shouting message. I don't think you're going to shout off this one. Amen. And I pray that I have a church when I finish, because if y'all leave, I understand. But we're living in a time that we're doing stuff for the culture, but not for God. Okay. Y'all done cut me off already. I lost half of y'all right then. And change is inevitable, but we resist change because it changes us. Come on, somebody. And if I were you, I'd be quiet too, because he says, Jermaine, in the text, to present yourself, your body, as a living sacrifice. Here is the problem. So many of us wait until we're broken down to come to God. That's why I tell young folk, you ain't got to wait till you get sick. You ain't got to wait till your life get messed up. You ain't got to wait till you get heartbroken and all this kind of stuff. Go to God while you're whole, while you're young, and let him use you for his glory. But that ain't what we do. We like going to the world and let the world chew us up and spit us out. And then we come crawling to God. Not to say he won't take you then, but you don't have to wait until then. Am I making sense? And so while blood is still running warm in your vein, God wants you then. He wants you whole. He wants you while you still got your good mind. Because you know some of the stuff you go through will make you want to lose it. I wish I had some help in here. Why y'all looking at me funny? I'm going to preach it anyway. And so what's happening to the church is just on some kind of autopilot. Come on, help me somebody. And so the problem is that we're existing, but we're not changing. And that's what I want to talk about. We're churching, but we're not changing. Do me a favor, look at your neighbors and neighbor. We're churching, but we're not changing. What do you mean, Pastor Smith? Listen, one thing we've learned to do is church. And some of y'all young folk, the only reason you really come like you do because your mama made you and your daddy made you. Come on. But my question is, when you going to get your own relationship with God? Let me just preach how I feel, because if I look at y'all, y'all make me nervous. And so the problem is, Danielle, that the church is in a dysfunctional phase because ain't nothing wrong with the building, but it's something wrong with the people who come to the building. And so what we've learned to do is we've learned how to migrate to the most popular church. And so if the church, I know I'm going to get in trouble, but it's all right. If the church is popular, then your attendance is high. But when you have somebody that's preaching the real gospel that ain't sugarcoated, you're going to have a moderate attendance. Why y'all looking at me funny? And so we're not changing, but we're churching. And so he says in the text that you got to come to God, watch this, holy, acceptable, and you got to bring yourself to him. Holy. Not with holes in you. Okay, you'll catch that on your way home. You got to come holy. Holy don't mean perfect. It means you working on you. All of the bad stuff you trying to clean up. Why can I put it on bottom shelf? I'm trying to quit smoking weed. I'm trying to stop drinking. I'm trying to stop sexing. Oh, I done lost the church again. But the more you try, the more progress you make in God. The problem is you stop trying and you let what has been overwhelming to you overcome you, rather than realizing that if you smoke, let it be because you want to. Don't let it because it's got the power over you. Why y'all looking at me like this, like I ain't in a regular church? And so because when I'm holy, that means I'm just trying to live closer to God. It does not mean I'm perfect. Because if he was looking for somebody perfect, all of us might as well get up and get out of here. But when I'm trying my best to live right. See, y'all looking at me real funny. Some of y'all make it obvious. Some of y'all make it too obvious. Be like, he must have seen me last night. No, I wasn't where you were last night. But the problem is, we come to church and we sit down as if we got it all together. And we sit here and look at each other and be looking like, I hope Jermaine don't know what I'm really going through. I hope so-and-so don't know exactly how many shots I took last night. Come on, somebody. And the problem is we sit in church and act like we the only person who have sin in church. Look around the room. Everybody is a sinner. Come on, somebody. Now, you can't keep sinning. At some point, it's got to stop. But we're all sinners. And when we come into church, we coming in the same way. One way, we're coming in one way, we're leaving out the same way. Come on, somebody. And this is kind of stuff we don't like to hear because it bothers us, because we know we listen, everybody got something, and it bothers us because we know we got some stuff to get right. And so that's why now notice if you will, that ain't nothing wrong with the church building. It's us as church people. Come on, somebody. And so what has to happen, he says, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your what? Reasonable service. In other words, if he done saved you already through all of your mess, at least you can have a message for somebody. Y'all don't get this. If he has the ability that he brought you through some stuff that you did not know you was going to come through, but he made a way for you, at least you can serve him now. God brought some of y'all out of stuff, and you should sleep in the church. Amen. I mean, you should ask for a key and spend the night for some weeks according to what he brought you out of. Now, I ain't the only one he brought out of something. But when I discovered that, wait a minute, I got a form of godliness. See, that's what happens. We come to church and the church is not changing, so we come and we have a form of godliness. Yeah. What I mean, Pastor? You look like you got it all together. You looking like you saved. You look like you know God, but you don't. Come on, help me somebody. And so there must be, let me teach y'all, because y'all this ain't no shout message. There must be a change in you. Tell your neighbor there must be a change in you. In your Christian life, you got to stop being so spiritually immature and impulsive, allowing yourself to be manipulated by trends and people. I ain't got no church fan. Let me see one of them church fans. Let me see one of them church fans. See, because that's the new song. Not this one. Let me another one. I'm just saying. So I ain't promoting nobody. But they say where them fans at? This how y'all got more other fans than you got church fans. Okay. I know y'all acting like I ain't said nothing, but I know it's in your playlist. Amen. And all I'm telling you is that when you allow a trend to change you, then you become subject to the trend rather than you becoming a trend setter. Okay, y'all. And that's what's wrong with the church, because the church has allowed the world to change it rather than it changing the world. Man, y'all looking at me real funny. Good God Almighty. But there must be a change, and sometimes we're manipulated. And so that's why you got to check your surroundings. Because everybody that says that they're in your circle may not be in your corner. Okay, and when you check real good, some folk just want to box you into a corner. Rather than you saying, listen here, I know what God did for me and I know what he brought me through. And if you know that, then why would you allow anybody to cause you to not change? And here it is. The reason I know is because you have not experienced real change. Anybody here experience real change? Like for real. You was out in them streets, and when the Lord took you out, he saved you and a lot of other people. Okay, y'all. See, when you now know what real change look like, you don't have to. Let me talk to some of my street pharmaceutical co-workers. You don't have to. You don't have to look over your shoulder every 5 minutes. Come on, you ain't got to put cayenne pepper in your car while you're trying to drive down the highway so that the dogs can't smell your stuff. Come on, help me somebody. I know some of these young people like, what is he talking about? But what I'm saying, but now you can get in the car and drive wherever you want to go, and I got a good license. Come on, help me somebody. Okay, y'all. Why y'all looking at me real funny? I got my tag. I ain't stole nobody tag. Come on, help me. My insurance is paid for real. Okay. That's what real. That's what it looked like for real to have experienced change. So when the police get behind you, you know, he pulled me over. It's all good. Maybe he want to talk to me. Ain't cause I got nobody, got nobody in the trunk. Come on, help me somebody. And so when you experience real change, I remember we was leaving the fireworks last year, and we was coming out of there, and they had a roadblock. Back in the day, the girls, they was with me. I'd have been like, listen, you hit the left door, you hit the right door, and I'm going to hit this door, and we gone. Come on, help me somebody. You know, I rolled my window down before I got to him. I already got my license. I know what he going to ask for. You know, insurance good, all that, you know. And he looked at it. Have a great night, Miss Smith. Thank you, sir. Listen, blessed be God. See how some of y'all acting so churchy? Because Jermaine, I'd have been like, Jay, where you at? Micah, where you at? Listen, I'm going to be on I-20 on the side. I need you to come around the access road, slow down. I'm going to jump in because I would have left that car. But see, when you experience real change, and this is what the problem is, because the church has not experienced real change because people don't like change. They like to stay the same way. I got a few more minutes. I got to get y'all out of here. And so, but when you do experience it, you can tell the difference. But no, that ain't how y'all do it. Y'all do it like Kendrick. They not like us. You really about to do it? That's what y'all like. But you say they not like us, but you keep trying to be them. That's original. I wrote that one. Kendrick didn't write that one. They not like us, but why you keep trying to be like them? If you're going to change, let it be your own change. And sometimes we have a problem, Mia, because we want people to change, but we don't want to be promoters of change. And sometimes you got to be the change you want to see in other people. Sometimes you just got to do it. But you keep trying to be them. And so that's how it is in church. That, you know, people say, well, why we can't have church like other churches? Well, you know, other churches got budgets and money. Okay, y'all. Y'all. You know, some of their people come and say, well, Pastor, here, I got an extra $50,000 in my account. I don't have anything to do with it. I'd like to give it to the church, and y'all can use it however y'all need to. Not us. Not us. Some of y'all have an extra $5 you won't let go. Come on, somebody. And I'm being serious because you gotta change. And so what we're doing Sunday in and Sunday out, we're churching, but we're not changing. All this church we do, and we ain't changed. We're trying to be an example for the young people, but what are you really showing them? Lord, help them. Lord help them, because some of y'all get an attitude and you won't even go to church for 6 months. If that's what you're showing a younger person, talk about the preacher. I ain't going back over that little preacher. He all right, but I don't want to hear him. And you let people hear that come out of your mouth. So guess what? And see, it's like your children. When your children hear you cuss, and then you hear them cuss, it's funny until they cuss you. Then it's serious. Now you want to be serious. But you should not be playing like that. Come on, help me somebody. And so you gotta change. Let me give you this. That's why the word says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You got to change how you think. That you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Be the difference. Become the change you want to see. Because God is going to hold you responsible for you. Are y'all hearing me? And we're living in a time where if church can be popular but not powerful, we okay with it. Come on, help me somebody. Where we like it so much that we're willing to do whatever we need to do for it. And so I got 3 things to give you, then I'm gonna leave you alone. Number one, you gotta change the world. Don't let the world change you. Is this making sense to y'all? You don't have to be like everybody else. And some of you got to be okay with God making you different. That's why he made you different. There's no other you. And you got to stand to be different and be okay with being different when he has brought the change in your life. Let me talk to the older people. Am I the only one, or did y'all realize y'all ain't at the same age you used to be? Yeah. You know, this little spot right here, just, I try to cover it up, but sometimes it just won't cover them. So I figured just let it come on out. Yeah. And so I tried. Sometime I just tried. I said, well, you know what? Just leave it alone. Here it is, though, guys. A question to you. Y'all ready? When you gonna change for real? Like, when you gonna stop faking like you know Jesus and learn him for real? Because one day he gonna come back looking for you. One day he gonna come back looking for you. And it's gonna be a sad commentary that the one who made you come back looking for you, but he don't know you because you done changed yourself so much into what he didn't call you to be. Okay, yeah, maybe y'all didn't catch it. And so be who God made you. Be who he made you. I realized, Jermaine, that I'm finally living up to my nickname. My nickname was Heavy. Yeah, so I'm finally living up to my nickname. I'm a little heavy now. I try to let you tone it, but it don't tone. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm okay. I ain't trying to lose my life. However, be who you are. And be okay with being who you are. And make people be okay with being who you are. And if you decide to change, let it be because you and God made the decision, not somebody else. Yeah, let it be because you and God. Don't let nobody else make you change, because when you change into what they want you to be, when they don't want you to be that no more, guess what? You change for nothing. And so here it is. Here it is. Be who God made you to be. That's what the blessings are. And some people are so bipolar that God don't even know you. Okay, yo. I wish I had a church. And so it's did you know that it's hard trying to be somebody else rather than being yourself? Or being like something he never made you to be? And some of us jump on every trend that come out. Every single trend that come out, we jump on it trying to be relevant. Okay, y'all don't like this preaching. And that's what we have to hear. Ooh, why can't our church be like they church? Why can't our praise team be like they praise team show up to practice? Okay. Y'all like that. Y'all don't like that, do you? Well, why he can't preach like that preacher? They pay their preacher real good. Why y'all looking at me funny? And so we come to church every Sunday. And we church out. But we don't change. We don't change. We don't change. We don't change. I got stuff flying everywhere. We don't change. You know. Well, why the pastor can't preach like the pastor in Atlanta? Well, you don't listen in Conyers. Okay. I'm sorry, first-time visitors. I apologize. They probably saying never go back to that church. My point is, you got to get to a place, man, where you stop tripping on yourself. You know, and so. You know, I mean, I ain't talking about y'all. I ain't talking about this church. I'm just talking about another church. But we should. Well, why we can't have a youth department like the mega church? Well, you don't like your own kids. Come on, help me. That's why I love people who deal with the youth in church, because they called to that. That ain't you just can't just do that. You gotta be called. You gotta be to deal with y'all kids. To teach them what you don't teach them at home. Okay, y'all. You trying to teach them about God, but they ain't never heard God at home. Then they get home and ask you, Mama, who is God? Shut up. Daddy, who is? Come on. Okay, y'all. Y'all make sure my car ain't got no bombs under it. I got to go. I'm past my time. I'm going to turn this into a series. I'm going to let you slide on the fourth Sunday because I need to finish this. So watch this. You make note of that, Sean, because watch this here. Watch this because we got to stop doing this. Because y'all, if I say this, y'all ain't gonna get mad at me for real. Y'all promise? Y'all promise? Y'all promise? You promise you ain't gonna get mad with me? Pinky promise to your neighbor. Pinky promise to your neighbor that you won't get mad when I say this. Because why we ain't got a youth church like the mega church, and you don't even bring your kids on a regular, but they know every vocal rap song, but they don't know no scriptures or church songs. Come on, help me here. How they know? How they know? What's the girl name? Simply Red. What's the little girl? Sexy Red. Oh, not Simply old school. Sexy Red. How they know Sexy Red songs, but they don't know Jesus songs? Come on, help me, somebody. How they know Glorilla, but they don't know Glory? Okay. Okay, y'all don't like this. Y'all don't like this kind of preaching. And so what has to happen, you got to be committed to changing the environment around you. I know y'all going to talk about me. It's all right. I know it. I know it. Put me on Facebook. It's all right. I'm on Facebook anyway, so put me out there. But that's why I love people who deal with our young people, because that's a calling. And you can't take that lightly. So let me say thank you to those who deal with the young generation, even when sometimes their own parents don't want to deal with them. I appreciate y'all. But you got to stop. You got to stop just churching and start changing. Number two, stand on your godly standard. Some of y'all ain't got no standards. Some of y'all, Jermaine, you ain't leaving out on that one, is you? Okay. Some of y'all ain't got no standards. You let anything fly. And if you check your pocket, you probably got a pocket full of wooden nickels, because you ain't check your money when the folk gave it to you. Okay, y'all. But you got to stand on your godly standard. Was it God? Or was it you? Y'all looking at me real funny. I don't want to tussle. I don't want no smoke. But who made the decision? Who made the choice? You or God? And see, sometimes we won't tell the truth. When we tell the truth, change begins. To be able to say, you know what, I made a stupid move. And some of us are SOS. Ask me what that means after church. Okay? I got to go because y'all looking at me real funny, man. So watch this. Watch this here. You gotta stand on your godly standard. And y'all kill me with this relevant new saying y'all trying to make relevant. You know, I'm standing on business. Yeah, but you ain't standing on God's business. Okay. Why you standing so low? And I'm saying y'all because I'm changed. I used to be us, but I don't say us no more by service. God done changed now. And so your standard's so low, and this is why we have to be careful, because we're dealing in church, and sometimes we have a church full of people with low self-esteem, trying to do high worship with low self-esteem. Juicy, you coming back? Because I know she probably said, I ain't coming back to Kanye no more. So, you know, y'all sure y'all ain't get mad if I say this. Why you standing so low? You can't have low standards because you got a high sex drive. Jane, please edit this some kind of way. That's called undisciplined. And perhaps that's why the dynamics of your relationships don't change, because you ain't got no standards. Yeah. But you got to stand on the godly standard. You got to get back to the holy and acceptable unto God. And so while you out here frolicking, you should ask, is it holy and acceptable unto God while you out here twerking when you should be working is holy and acceptable. Okay, y'all don't like my preaching. Y'all don't like my preaching. Y'all don't like my preaching. Change causes us to become disciplined and walking in obedience, hearing the voice of God. Y'all hear stuff, but it ain't God. Come on. See, okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you just one. I heard God say no, but I did yes. She 10 in the back right now. You catch that on your way home. But anyway, um, y'all catch that double half grease minister that went across y'all head. Um, because sometimes the problem is when we don't change for the better, we turn a moment into a monument. And sometimes y'all have traded, watch this here, don't get mad with me. Some of y'all have traded 5 minutes and now they 25 years old. You'll catch it on your way home. I wish I could be a regular preacher. Y'all don't let me be regular. You know, if I was a regular preacher, I could tell you, and God said, you know, but y'all don't let me be regular. Um, but you got to get your discipline back. And the church needs to get its discipline back and stop churching every Sunday and knowing you ain't changing. Get back to that place where you're committed to God. Young people, let us be y'all example. Don't y'all wait to sell your life out to God like we did because we ain't have no other choices. We had to messed up everything else. And finally, God took us. Why you ain't got those issues? Come on, help me somebody. Don't go mess up your credit right now while you young. Come on, help me. I know we passed that part because some of y'all said, "Oh Lord, please don't talk about credit." Don't mess up your credit because see, back then, you know, my mama used to put. She had 7 kids. It wasn't nothing to put a phone in one of our names. I know some of y'all did that. The cable in the littlest boy name because you see what I'm telling you is don't wait until it's too late. Give God your life now. Learn discipline now. You ain't got to wait till you got 7 kids out of wedlock. You can still love the kids. You can still raise the kids. But listen, you ain't got to do it like that. And this is what happens when we don't be for real in church. This is what happens when we come church and don't change. Then you instead of leaving church to go do outreach, you doing some outreach. You in-reaching, you ain't outreaching. When you leave church, watch this here. And some people I don't know you, so if this you don't, I don't know you. But you leave church and then you go to brunch and you have a few mimosas after you done had communion. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Jermaine, I'm not preaching this sermon no more. Don't ask me. He be asking for stuff. Don't ask me because this will get me thrown out of churches. I'm gonna have to change up some stuff. So number one, I got to get y'all out of here. We got another service. Number one, change the world. Don't let the world change you. Number 2, stand on your godly standard. Listen, stand on your standard. Well, my young ladies, all my young ladies, y'all, yeah, all my young ladies, all my All my unmarried young ladies, put your hand down. I'm gonna sing some of y'all out. All right. Y'all ain't trying to be married, even though y'all ain't young, but all right, all right. I see y'all. Okay, I see y'all. So, so there used to be a time, before y'all got all sophisticated, and then the guy would come up and he would say, "Hey, how you doing? Can I get your phone number?" And nowadays y'all just give him your phone. Just give him your phone, let him put it in. Back in the day, you had to write the number down. Yeah, you had to write the number down. And then you had to go to the pay phone. You had to have a few quarters because she might not call. She might not answer the first few times and all that kind of stuff. And so what ended up happening, it was a courtship. It was a real courtship where he really courted you. And you really made him follow your standards so you could define the quality of who he was. You got to get back to that. You got to get back to that. I like Steve Harvey, but don't be listening to that 90-day rule stuff. Because some of these boys so good, they'll wait right to the 90th day. And you done, on the 90th day, and you done let him, and then on the 91st day, he done broke up with you. Okay, why y'all stop? And so we end up, because we're so undisciplined. We have to wear it, y'all. And the church need to get back to that. That you guys are the ones who's supposed to change the culture of church. That's you. You're supposed to be the worshipers. You're supposed to be those ones who believe in God for the word. Church is different now. I mean, this new generation off the chain. Thank God we got some saved girls. Lord have mercy. I'm thankful of that. It helps, I'm telling you, because I know how fast my sisters was. I hope they don't see this. I know it. I know it. I saw my mama snatch my sister out the middle of the road. Went, get your butt in this house. Okay, don't put your hands on your children. That's a violation. But stand on godly standard. I gotta go. I got one more thing for you, and then I gotta get out of here. So number three, renew your mind. For us to stop churching and not changing, we have to renew our mind. We have to have a new focus, a new perspective of spiritual reality. Get back to having a spiritual conscience so you can see the pitfalls of the enemy. If she mean and attitudinal, I would never see her. That wouldn't been the problem. I don't like rambunctious women anyway. But if she could be crazy and sweet, I'll fall every time. I ain't say I like them. I said to get you. I said to get you. It'll get you every time. But here's what I'm trying to tell some of y'all. When you have a spiritual conscience, you look beyond the stuff and you see the internal. Some of y'all looking at the outside. He got a six-pack, but he ain't got no job. That don't work. Okay. See. Come on, help me somebody. She fine. Yeah, she fine. I mean, listen, you can stand up beside Meg and Bay, but at the end of the day, come on. She ain't. Am I making sense to y'all? Or y'all don't like this kind of preaching? Because the issue is, if we don't renew our mind, you're going to keep falling for the same stuff every time. And that's what some of us have done. You've made yourself so vulnerable until you have fallen into your own pitfall. Come on, help me, somebody. So, you got to have new perspective of reality. Get back to your spiritual conscience. You got to have a God-directed thought life, a God-centered life. And can I help you? You're supposed to be different. You are a royal, you are of a royal priesthood, of a holy nation. You're supposed to be different. Your walk they supposed to see you on campus and can tell that you are saved. It's okay. They ought to see you in Kroger and be able to say they look like they know God. Sometimes people see us, man, they be like, shh, they don't know who we know. But here is the problem, guys. You got to renew your mind. You got to get back to the place. The church, the whole church itself needs to be renewed. But watch this here. Because I'm supposed to be able to bridle my tongue. I'm supposed to be able to have patience. I'm supposed to be able to consult with God before I do stuff. Some of y'all do it and then, be like, hey, God, I done did. Oh, that didn't come out grammatically correct. Teachers in the house. Stop doing stuff before you consult God. That's even with a job. Some of y'all need a job so bad you won't even pray for it. They say, hey, can you work today? Yeah. That's great, but what about your morals and your values and your spiritual perspectives? Can't no job get me on Sunday now. You know what I'm saying? Not away from church. I need this. This saved my life. So if you want me to be a good employee and not jump on your whole staff, you might want to let me go to church and come to work when I leave. You got to get the standards back. Renew your mind. You're supposed to consult with God in all you do. And sometimes we lie on God. Sometimes we lie on him. God ain't told you none of that stuff. God, for real? Nah. He ain't told you nothing like that. He ain't told you to do nothing crazy. That was a voice. It wasn't God's voice. Maybe you was maybe you were listening to Sexy Red or something. Yeah. Come on, help me somebody. Maybe you was listening. I don't know. Maybe you listened to something. I don't know. Maybe you thought that's what you heard, but it wasn't God. Because you got to get back and renew your mind. All right, I'm finished. Sterling, give me some music that will help soothe this environment. Finally, not that kind of music. Come on, man. Stay saved, man. Jesus. Lord have mercy. Be disciplined, man. So check this out. The Bible says, but be ye transformed. It has to be a difference. It has to be a change. So that the old you will transpire while the old man will expire. But can I tell y'all to sum all this up what most of us are doing? Most of us are not transforming, but we're transferring. Meaning that we're taking all of the old stuff and we're bringing it into the new area of life that God wants you to have open for him to feel. And so what has happened when we, instead of transforming, we transferring. And so what's happened is everything, all of my old stuff in 2024, I have brought over to 2025. There's not been a change. It's just been a transfer. Some of us brought the same trauma, the same hurt, the same pain, the same disgust. We've brought it into a new place. Instead of saying, God, I want to be transformed. I don't want this old stuff coming to my new space. Am I making sense? Let us stand. We've got to get conscious enough to be able to say, God, I don't want to transfer my trauma, but I want to be transformed so that it does not affect me. Come on, help me somebody. And so here is the problem, because we're coming to church every Sunday looking like we got life together, when in essence we're still jacked up, we're still messed up, we're still hurting, we're still going through the stuff, we're still looking around, we're still allowing people to take advantage of us because we're just churching and we're not changing. And our families are being affected by it. Our children are being affected by it because we are not changing. And you've transferred some of the same stuff that you went by in your old relationship over into your new relationship, and you're trying to figure out why it ain't working. My question is, when will you be the real change that God is calling you to be? How many of you in this room that got some stuff that say, Pastor Smith, I'm tired of transferring, but I want to be transformed. Pastor Smith, I'm tired of going through the same stuff over and over. I'm tired of going through this. I'm tired of giving myself to people who don't appreciate me. I'm tired of making situations for people who don't even understand my worth. I want to be transformed and not transfer. Lift your hands. If you're in this room, you know that's you to say, Pastor Smith, I want to be changed. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do no more. I don't know what to do. I've tried this, I've tried that, but I don't want the fluff. I don't want the gimmicks. I don't want the cliches. But I just want God. And if that's you in this room and you want your life to change in that way, then you got to get to a place where you are open and saying, here I am. I want to move in this way. I want to move like this. I want to operate like this. I want to be a saved. I want to be a holy man. I want to be a disciplined man. I want to be a holy woman. I want to be a disciplined woman. I want to make sure that my children can look at me and see an example of what they could become. If that's you and you got some stuff you need to get in order, I welcome you to come to this altar real quickly and bring whatever you're going through to be able to say, here I am. I don't know what else to do with my stuff. I don't know what else to do with my mess. I don't know what else to do with this situation. I don't know what else to do with my depression. I don't know what else to do with my low self-esteem. I don't know what else to do with my trauma. I don't know what else to do with my vulnerability. But here I am. If that's you, we'll pray for you. And we'll pray with you. that's you, you can come to this altar. Hands lifted all over this room.